For 5 years, I went to this all-boys state school back in England, and the logo on our blazers was this golden lion. And in our first ever assembly, our head teacher told us that we would grow from spotty little cubs into full-maned lions, ready to take on the world at 16, ready to find a mate at the girls' school next door, as nature had intended. In this institution of 1,000 young men, lions, I knew of only one who was gay, and he was reduced to carcass. The smell of his blood in the playground served as a warning. This was not that kind of pride. So we met up with the girls in the walk-home wilderness and learned the Nokia 3210 mating calls, and I learned how to convince myself that there was no way that I could ever be gay. But it's kind of like convincing yourself that you're a lion when your ribs strike your insides a tiger. When you have pink faggot flamingo lining your lungs, each breath in is a chest full of shame. A hearty reminder of how disgusting you are, each breath out. A red flag that you are always wiping from your lips. The smell of mealtime, that you're constantly washing from your skin, and sometimes the thought of what kind of animal you might be is too much to bear. Some nights you think those stripes would fade if you just weren't there anymore. And then you go to school the next morning and roar and laugh and call someone else a gay boy, because that's what we've been trained to do. When defending the weak from the teeth of their hunters, teachers would say, "Why do you keep bothering him? Do you fancy him or something? Are you gay?" Met by a classroom of hyena cackle, this was a reminder that even in compassion, there was no place for that kind of thing. Not once did chalkboards acknowledge homosexuality. Not once was it more than the butt of an accepted joke. Not once. In 5 years were the punchlines in my chest explained to me. This is how we feed the beast. This is how we breed intolerance and act surprised at its ferocity. This is how we teach the word tolerance like diversity with a limp dog in the pack. Lame bitch, first to be turned on when the heat is up. When my cousin told her teachers that the jungle fight had become too hot, that she could no longer outrun the howls of Dyke that chased her down corridors, they told her, "Well, you shouldn't have cut your hair so short." This is how we feed the beast. This is how it gets better people into believing the promises that we refuse to keep. This is how our silence hangs like a noose, how it smokes like a gun. This is why, when they ask, "Well, why don't we get straight bars? Straight nights, why don't we have a straight parade?" I say, you do. You have a straight pride. I rolled with it for 5 years, I buried myself in it. I watched it snarl down these streets, I felt its fear and its teeth, and I refuse to be part of it anymore. Thank you.